Okay, as per usual, this is Mr. Solis from Advanced Quantitative Reasoning, and we're going to be doing a new segment this week, which is called Changing Tires. We're actually going to have a truck with little tires. I wish I had a little a model of a tire. We have little tires, basically, almost like this, and then they change them to new tires, which are bigger. So they go from the factory set to a bigger set. And you just need to think about a couple of things. Well, let me go ahead and bring that up. We're going to be answering these two questions. If your odometer reads 20,000, you've actually traveled X number of miles. If your speedometer is reading 60, your actual speed is blank miles per hour. And that's what we're going to be answering. Now, a couple of things that we need to know. These have a rim diameter, a whole bunch of different little things, but it has to do with this number right here. This number is what's really, really important. Let me go ahead and write this on. Okay, let me make sure that yeah, you can actually see that. So it has to do everything with this number. The P means a passenger tire. Now, this is just a passenger side, but it just means a passenger tire. 245 specifies the tire width in millimeters. So this right here means 245 millimeters. The 70, which is right here, is the tire's aspect ratio. That is the ratio of the tire's height to its width reported as a percent. That means right here, this is where this model comes from. So this right here would be my tire. This would be the front. So we have the height. And then we have a little circle right there in the center. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see. Let me use something else to go ahead and mark this out. Yeah, there we go. I know I'm using this thing, but you know. So just go ahead and... So we have the tire. This would be the tire that you see. This would be this part right here where you see it in the front. And then right here, this side right here, this road right here represent the front of the tire. So this would be the front of the tire. This is where the tread would be. So this is your tire width. This right here would be the tire height. And of course there's two parts of that. One at the top, one at the bottom. So that's the way you need to think about it. Okay, so that's it for that. And that's the aspect ratio, the ratio right there and everything, like I said. This to this. And then we have 16 is the diameter of the tire's rim in inches. So right now I've gone ahead and illustrated this is tire height. This right here is the rim diameter. RD. Rim diameter. So that's where you get all that interesting, fun stuff. And we're going to be using this to go ahead and give us all sorts of information. Put that to the side. Alright. So fill in the missing information for the tire size right here. So we want to go ahead and do a couple of things. First things first, tire width right here is 245 millimeters. And this is based off of this, so that's where that comes from. Aspect ratio is 70%. Height in inches. So this means that we want to get the height of the actual tire, and so we have to do a couple of oh, wait a minute. Oh, tire height. The tire height is this part right here. Oh, this part and this part. Whoa, that stuff comes off. Alright, so this part and this part are what we're looking for. So this is how we find it. We're going to use the 245, and then we're going to go ahead and multiply that by 0.70. That means my tire height is 70% of this in millimeters. And we're going to have to convert this to inches eventually. So let me go ahead and do this real fast. So my tire height, TH, that's just 245 times 0.7. That's 171.5. Now this is in millimeters. We want this in inches. Let me go ahead and find out how many inches are there in how many millimeters are there in 1 inch? Okay, so it's 25.4. So let's see, 1 inch is equal to 25.4 millimeters. So I just simply go ahead and use my. Okay, so 25.4 millimeters in 1 inch. We want inches, and we have 171.5. So cross multiply divide. So this is 171 divided by 25.4. That becomes 6.75 inches, and this is going to be the tire height. So that's my tire height, 6.75. Hopefully you all got that. Yeah, let's see if it can come in. Diameter. So we're now getting the tire's diameter. We're going to get the total diameter of this tire. Now we're going to get this by going ahead and taking, this is for diameter, and move that up a little bit. We're going to go ahead and take our information right here. We have the height, so we have 6.75. We take the tire height. Let me go ahead and write this as variables. It works a little bit better. So we have our tire height plus the rim diameter plus, you're probably wondering why I'm adding a plus. Well, that's because we have a couple of things right here. We're adding this tire height. Then we're adding the rim. Are we done yet? No, we have this much more to go. So we have to get the tire height for that. So we're adding tire height twice. So that'd be basically saying 6.75 plus our rim diameter is given right here, that's 16, plus 6.75. I'm going to do that in my calculator. I might do this a little bit different. 6.75 times 2, because there's 2 of them, plus 16. If you don't understand, then you have to go back to Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. Alright, so that's 29.5 inches, and that's my diameter. Now, this is what's really interesting. They give this in millimeters, but they give this in inches. Go figure. Go figure. Alright. So my diameter is 29.5. Now, our circumference, we're going to do this right here. So remember, circumference is given by this formula, 2 pi r, or pi d. That's what circumference is equal to. So I'm going to go with the easier one because I already have my diameter. 29.5 times pi times pi. This gives me 92.67, okay, 68. We're going to go with that. That's my circumference. So my circumference is given by 92.68. Okay. So now we're going to be using this information. This kind of procedure is used to get your circumference of the tire. And let me just go over that real quick. First, you get your tire height. You multiply by the radius. So tire height. Then you go ahead and just put this. Tire height is equal to the tire width times the ratio. Then you, after you get that, that's going to give you this number. Convert to inches. That's what we do right here. After it's converted into inches, we add the tire height plus the radius of the rim diameter and the other tire height. That gives you the diameter. After you get the diameter, just use this formula right here to get the tire circumference. Now, what does that do? It's like going ahead and taking a measuring tape and actually having the tire in front of us, putting this here. This is only if it's inflated properly. So this right here is actually about a little bit more than 6 inches. So right there, or actually 9 inches. And that's what your distance is. Now, each time the tire rotates, it's going to go ahead and go that distance. So right now it's gone this distance. Then it's going to go this distance. And so each time it rolls, it's just going to keep on going, making more distance. So each revolution of the tire gives us another distance. Now the question is, each time that this tire rolls, is it shorter or longer? And that's what we're going to be exploring inside of our class. I'll talk to you guys later. This is the basics of this. Then we'll work the rest of this in class. Alright, have a good day. See ya.